Protoss.
Third set time, and now KT Rolster's pulling out the big guns, stats, to face S2 on Icarus. Here we go. Cross positions. Except, up at the 12 o'clock position in orange is Stats, the second only person next to Bisu to get a triple all-kill this season in the Winners League. So he's been doing fantastic. And down at the 6 o'clock position, in red again, is S2, freaking demon. I think that's what the S stands for. It stands for Satan. Satan 2. Satan was taken. But S2, yeah, who's going to stop S2's reign of terror here today? It's going to have to be Stats or Flash, because that's all that KT Rolster has left. Losing twice, these are the best players they have left. Stats and Flash. And they sent Stats on this map, I think, because this is Icarus. It's pretty favored towards Zerg and ZVT. And plus, Flash has had troubles on this map before. I'm remembering back to the OSL. I forget who he faced. Was it Hyuk? Not exactly sure, but whoever he faced, he built way too many turrets, overcommitted to turrets, and he just couldn't seem to figure this map out. Every once in a while, a map comes around like that, usually a favorite against Terran, that Flash just can't seem to get his mind around. And I think Match Point is another example of that. He can never seem to quite figure out Match Point. He won some games on it, obviously, but just couldn't quite figure that map out. His Terminator math skills just couldn't click in there, I guess. But Stats has gone, he actually scouted diagonally, interestingly enough, went straight down to that position, saw the Overlord, so he's moving in. But some pretty quick drone micro from S2, get out of here, you jerk! Your mom's a probe! Which is probably true, but whatever. But, Stats trying to stay in, find that drone again, and get it down to red health and kill it, eventually, with its wacky particle beams. Everyone loves particle beams. Woohoo! Caucasians represent! But Forge at the front for Stats. He is going for Forge Fast Expand. And the second base just now coming up for S2. Now, the last time I did an S2 versus Protoss game was S2 versus Perfect Man last week. And I talked about the fact that I was confused why they didn't send Hyuk instead of S2, because Hyuk has good versus Protoss. And then a commenter, I forget their name, I think it started with an E or something, they said that S2 actually does have a better versus Protoss record than Hyuk, which is true. He does have a better Protoss record. He doesn't have nearly as many games under his belt as Hyuk. I think Hyuk is working from about 40 or 50 or something. S2 has about 30, something like that. Something like that. But S2 has been doing better recently than Hyuk in versus Protoss. Because when I said that I wasn't sure why they didn't send Hyuk, I wasn't thinking of Stats. I was thinking of my memories, basically, of seeing Hyuk own Protoss so hard. And I couldn't really recall any games where S2 had done the same thing, but obviously S2, very good. He owned Perfect Man pretty hard. So I think he does have what it takes to take down Stats, but it will be extremely difficult because Stats is, as I said, KT Rolster's second ace player. In fact, he's pretty much benched Flash in the past few series that KT has had. He's gone out there, gotten all kills, did like 2 all kills in a row near the end of the playoffs. That was just kind of insane. Stats is an extremely good Protoss player, has great game sense, and he knows exactly what to do with his Protoss units, which not many Protoss players do know how to do everything there is to do with Protoss units. It's a very difficult race to master, obviously, because if you make one wrong move, you're dead. But if you make all the right moves, you crush your opponent mercilessly. Alright, let's check this. But the observers are pointing out that there's no lair at all. I thought I saw the lair morphing earlier, actually, for S2. Did he cancel a lair or something? I don't see it anywhere, but the Hydralisk Den being put down. So the Hydralisk Den down, this might have been a fake out or something from S2. But I think he's going to push the front with Hydras. He is going for a Hydra break. He's barely mining at all from his second base. So he is going for a Hydra break. So his job is going to be here with the Zerglings, keeping away the scout. And, oh man, Stats, you got a scout. Gonna have to get some scout in there. So Stats is going to have to scout immediately. I see the word Terminator written there. But I don't think that applies to this game, because the Flash isn't out there yet. But the Stargate of 4. Oh man, this is ridiculous. There's only one cannon at the front, so this is going to be a huge, very powerful attack from S2 as he's going to work Hydralisk towards the natural expansion. Still no scout at all from Stats. He has not even gone out to attempt to scout with the probe. So I'm surprised that he hasn't put down a second cannon. Since he doesn't have the scout, he wants to play as safely as possible. But going for a greedy build like this without putting down cannons is going to hurt him a lot if he doesn't. Oh man, he needs to scout this. He needs to scout. But some drones being transitioned to the second base. It looks like S2 is going to try to transition away. As soon as he gets a Hydra attack at the front, he might try to drone back up, not sure. But the first Corsair is not even being used for scouting purposes. It's going straight for the Overlords. Everything working against Stats, it seems. And the observers are pointing out that S2 isn't even mining gas anymore. He's going straight for Zerglings to back up these Hydras. He's going to try to keep his Hydras alive and do reinforcement Zerglings to back them up. But Stat doesn't even know about this yet. He might know about this because I saw a lot of buildings at the front. He might be morphing more. But I don't know if he's seen these Hydras out front of his base, but he's going to have to put down cannons as quickly as he possibly can. He is finally putting down more cannons, but his second cannon is going to warp in. The other cannons are going to be way late as S2 is transitioning. Oh man, he's moving so many Zerglings to this position, going for the big attack now. Only Zealots at the front to fight back these Zerglings. One cannon left, and the probes being pulled off the line to fight this back. But probes are pretty good against Hydras, but not that great against Zerglings. Of course, with the Zerglings getting us around, killing almost every probe. Stats, he has some more cannons coming in, but the SKT coaches and the players going crazy because now there's nothing at the front at all for Stats, and that's it. GG, very quick game, lack of scouting for Stats doomed him. Yeah, brilliant fake out from S2 for that lair fake. I'm almost positive he was morphing a lair earlier in the game, and he just let Stats see it with his first scouting probe and then just faked him out. Beautifully done from S2, and now S2 is one game away from an all kill. We might not even see Bisu or Fantasy or Best or any of the top players from SKT even play today. Is just ridiculous. All right, let's move on to the fourth set, possibly the last.